Meron ako tanong sa inyo, when it comes to retirement, what is the biggest risk that comes into your mind? Is it running out of money or let's say inflation? O baka healthcare
O kaya,
and sometimes yung stocks. And
ano.
honestly, these are the things Eileen and I usually talk about in our channel.
Yeah, kasi importante siya
Importante.
talaga eh. Oo.
So, but may isa pang tanong is, what if the biggest risk isn't what we're thinking about? Recently, Eileen came across something, and this changed our perspective.
Oh, kasi last May, when I went to the Philippines, I came across this article. And there was one line there that really stuck in my mind. Ang sabi doon, loneliness is no longer simply the absence of company. It is the absence of being seen. So after noon, napabasa ulit ako eh. Not because I was thinking of other people, pero I was thinking about us.
Yeah.
Tayong dalawa. Haven and I spent years in preparing financially for retirement. You know, we would talk about healthcare. We will talk about social security, investing, you know, all the things that we need to prepare for, diba? Pero I realize now, we never really talked about something else. And this is, are we preparing for the relationships that we will need in retirement? You know, when I read this article, the first people that came to my mind were my parents. You know, my dad still has like his group of friends, diba?
Walking partners.
Yung walking partners. You know, they go to breakfast like 3 to 4 times a week. So, pag nagbe-breakfast sila, you know, they talk about, you know, anything under the sun. They talk about, sometimes they solve the problems of the world, ika nga, sabi nila. Or they just, you know, like laugh and talk about life. Tapos ang mami naman, she has friends sa church group. So, you know, they get together. And then, and my sister naman, she always calls my parents. As in every day.
Yeah.
Ako naman, I join them siguro mga 3 times a week. Minsan wala nang mapag-usapan. Pero, you know, they still...
Doktor yun eh.
They still like talk, di ba? Bakit doktor?
Minomonitor yung health nila.
Pero naisip ko it's not about the conversation eh. It's about like, you know, just feeling na merong tumawag sa'yo, merong kumausap sa'yo.
Malaking
diba?
impact kasi yun.
Oo, yun.
Especially para sa mga older people, syempre.
I mean, not even older people. Basta anybody.
Yeah, someone needs to, you know, hear someone else.
Yeah, you're right. And watching my parents, I realized na yung friendships nila, yung routines nila, yung phone calls na yon, they didn't happen like, you know, just like that.
Overnight, no.
They were built over a lifetime. And that's when it like kind of hit me na maybe relationships needs to be planned also.
Yeah, molded. Maybe you're right. We've been spending all these years building on our financial retirement. But we should have maybe thought about building yung relationships too, right?
Oo. And ang tanong dun is, have we been planning our relationships, you know, as intentionally as we have been planning our retirement financially?
So after reading that article, we started asking ourselves some difficult questions. It's not really about money, but it's about us, right?
I know, yeah. Kasi kami ni Haven, we've always imagined na when we retire, kaming dalawa. So when we travel, kaming dalawa,
all
you
the
know,
time,
we'd do things together. Pero there are times also na, I think also na, I would want also to travel with my sisters.
Tama, okay.
And then also, I want also to spend some time with, you know, like maybe friends, families. And kasi itong si Haven, ano na siya eh, masaya na siya doon sa manonood lang yan ng YouTube. Mukbang. Diba? I mean, sa kanya okay yon. Pero I think for me, I want more. Diba?
Right.
Yeah. Maybe you should also try doing that also.
With whom?
Kaya nga, that's why we're talking about it, diba? Pero neither of us is strong, ha? And doon namin na-realize na hindi naman kailangan isang tao or, you know, especially your spouse, ang kailangan kasama mo lang for your, you know, retirement, or yung person na yon will meet all your social needs.
Yeah, I guess we all need friendships, family, or community. And you know what? The more we talked about it, we realized that this isn't just our story, but it's happening everywhere.
Pero think about it, ha? We've never been more connected. Kasi ngayon, you can text someone in just seconds.
Right.
Diba?
Yeah.
Tapos, you can video call somebody, anywhere in the world. Tapos, also, you have social media.
Yeah.
Alam mo na what's going on in a person's life. Diba? Alam na lahat ng tao kaagad. And yet, a lot of people still feel alone.
Very true. So
And
true.
that's really sad, diba?
Talaga. At ito pa pala, sometimes when families are in the same room,
Ay, nako. Oo.
isa pa yon, di ba?
Ang daming guilty dyan.
But everyone's holding on to let's say mga gadgets.
Oo.
There's a screen.
The cellphone,
Yeah,
iPad.
physically they're there, but mentally they're not.
Yeah. I mean, it goes...
It's everywhere.
yeah, lahat. All ages yan.
Nasa phone palagi.
From, from kids to hanggang sa mga matatanda.
Right. Guilty ako dun.
Guilty ka. Guilty rin ako.
Oh, di ba?
Paminsan-minsan.
Yeah. The gadgets have really dominated us talaga eh.
And surprisingly, yung article sabi na yung loneliness, which, a lot of people are experiencing, it's not just an emotional issue.
Yeah.
Sabi nila, it's already like a health
Risk.
diba? And it's very serious nga.
Right. And they said that yung mga long-term illnesses, it can affect a person, like dementia could set in, even let's say heart disease,
Oo.
yung mga ganyan, di ba? Physically, talagang naapekto sila eh.
Pati yung lifespan, it shortens
Shortens,
the
yeah.
lifespan. So I think I remember also sabi ni Brian na yung mga matatanda na napupunta sa mga actually nursing home,
Oo.
na because na wala ngang interaction, it shortens the lifespan
Yeah.
of that person.
Totoo yun.
So itong article na to is like very important talaga, and it made us realize na kaya siguro yung parents natin, they decided to live a simple life.
Oo.
Diba?
Right.
So, andyan yung, simple walking, talking with friends, yung mga church-goers dyan.
Sometimes, you think of it, mas healthy yun eh.
Oo. Tsaka isa pa, they were not just passing time. Talagang,
Yeah.
interaction, tas gumagalaw yung mga utak, diba?
Yeah.
Yan.
Parang
And
saya nila,
basta may kausap na they know that somebody knows that they're existing, di ba?
Yeah, oo.
Yan.
And without them realizing it, they're building something that would prepare them later in life.
And also naisip ko na maybe for us and maybe you guys na we've become so busy building a successful life
Yeah.
that we've forgotten to build, relationships to have like a meaningful life. And after all these conversations, we still don't have all the answers. We're still figuring this out ourselves.
Right.
But there's one thing that we know.
Relationships don't just happen. Just like retirement, they need intention.
So, itong plano namin ni Haven. So, we're going to, attend family occasions, di ba?
We'll try.
I mean, it doesn't have to be naman like every time na meron na doon ka present ka. But, you
You give
make the effort.
Make the effort, yun.
Yeah, make the effort, diba? Kasi yan kasama rin yan sa memories mo, diba? And we're also making an effort to, connect with friends, diba?
Yeah, and not wait for retirement to reconnect.
Oo. Hindi yung pag-retire ka na, tsaka mo lang
Tsaka
sila
lang,
tatawagan. Oo. And then also when it comes like with Brian, in the near future, for sure, he has his own family,
Yeah.
magiging busy na yan. And actually, that's what we want for him, diba?
Yeah, of
Have
course.
his own family, magiging, meron siya sariling buhay. Pero, for now, maybe, which we actually started na, start traditions.
In short, we're planting the seed already.
Kasi ngayon, habang, wala pa siyang asawa, now we make it a point na we
Mag-meet
do
kami.
lunches
Yeah,
or
regularly,
dinner.
like twice a month. At least twice a month.
At the most.
The most. Meron pang, appointment yan.
Appointment yun. Kasi busy, may sariling buhay na
siyempre.
yun di ba?
Oo.
Yeah. And ano pa? Like yearly trips. Kasi I'm sure yung mga anak nyo na medyo yung mas matatanda na, they want to travel with friends. So, ako kasi gusto ko nagta-travel, with the whole family. Maybe we can start that one. Yeah, we used to have that one, nung bata pa si Brian, na when he was still at home.
Bata pa.
Bata pa. Hindi, pero ngayon, we do travel pag umuwi ng Philippines.
Yun.
Pero yung other places, he wants
his own.
He wants to travel with his friends. Pero
Friends.
siguro
Okay lang.
we can travel, you
Yeah.
know, with his family, our family.
Yeah,
Complete ganun.
right.
Ano sabi mo sa akin the other time? Masyado kong emotional
You're an emotional animal.
Yun. And then, you know, like maybe like video calls, just to make sure now we're connected.
Oh,
Now we know that, you know, somebody is thinking of you.
yeah.
So yun yung plano namin ni Haven. And maybe like yung other people, they can, you know, start, you know, having yung mga friends nga, yung mga katulad ng parents ko, yung mga walking mates ang tawag nila.
Gusto mo nga, mahjong eh.
Oo nga.
Diba? Ako kung bakit.
Yeah, I
don't even know how to play that.
I want to play mahjong. I know how to play
Kasi nung
mahjong.
kamahjongan mo, itong neighbor natin.
Oo. Kasi nung maliit pa ako, I know, natuto mag-play ng mahjong kasi yung lola ko mahilig doon. So, whoever knows how to play mahjong, tara, lalo play. And also, we're reminding also ourselves, kami ni Haven now, we can always do something else, you know, have our own interests, hobbies, you know, outside of the two of us.
Right.
Diba? So, hindi naman pwedeng parating tayong dalawa lang.
Kailangan may breathing space
Oo,
ka.
tama.
So imagine that, nakikita ko ito every day.
Kasi nga, the goal is not to have like, you know, a lot of friends. Ang goal is to have like, you know,
Deeper relationships.
Deeper relationship. I think maybe that's one of the best investments that we can make before we retire.
Yeah. So, you know, we've spent years of preparing for retirement, like savings, yung investment, planning. Those are actually very important things. And this conversation reminded us that there's another part of retirement that we cannot ignore.
Tama ka. Hindi natin kailangan lang yung enough money to enjoy life.
Yeah.
We need people to enjoy life with, diba? People who knows our story, people who will laugh with us.
Right. And most importantly, people who will make us feel seen.
Oo nga.
Yun,
Yun.
diba?
Kung meron kami natutunan ni Haven dito sa conversation na to, is that retirement is not something only that we save for, but it's something that we build. So maybe this week, instead of checking on your investment accounts, check on your loved ones. Maybe check on your parents.
Yeah, when was the last time you talked to your parents?
Or check with your friends.
Yeah.
Or invite someone to lunch, diba?
So maybe it's time to share it with the people you will share it with. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to take care of each other.